And we're back to learning JavaScript on Exercism. Let me show you how I solved phone number. In simple terms, we'll get a number and we need to clean it up to have only the digits, and they also have to have a certain size. Let us go over this and I'll show you all of these tests as I solve them. First step is to just clean them up, but we also have these arrows that we want to throw. So it's a two-step process, but we always get a number. I'll call that num. And to clean it up, we can use replace. So num equals num.replace, and we will replace whatever needs to get cleaned up with nothing. So what you just write is on the left hand side in your parentheses what you want to get rid of, then comma, and then just add quotation marks without a white space. I'm going to use regex to clean it up. So I'll add the G flag, and first up I use square brackets. We don't need a plus sign. We clean that up. Parentheses, minus, and white space. Let me just run it, and you can see that we have cleaned up the code for the first three ones. So for example here we've got parentheses, white space, and minus. That's covered by our regex. But all of the ones that need to throw an error, we haven't yet solved them. If you totally get lost, try this website right here. It's free. I'm going to link to it. You can add a number and then paste the regex on top. Let me add, for example, square brackets right here and the plus sign, and you can see this is covered now down here in the test string. And on the right hand side there's an explanation for everything. So \s, for example, is for white space characters and so forth. You can see that all on the right hand side. The G, the global flag, is explained and so forth. We're going to add a couple of regex more. At first, let us take care of all of the other cases. Once again, we'll clean it up, so we'll just use quotation marks. If you, for example, have a 1 with 10 digits following, we need to clean that up. Let me show you, I don't know which test it was from memory, but I believe it was this one, test 6. So you can see it starts with a 1, and we don't need that 1 anymore to clean it up. So we get rid of it. Test 7 has a +1 and then parentheses, so this is also cleaned up. So adding this code line 8, we have cleaned up the tests 6 and 7, or the numbers in these tests. But now we finally arrived at the errors that we need to solve. And there's also a specific text that we need to throw for each error. I'm going to create errors, new map, and then paste them here. The format is always square brackets, and inside we've got the regex on the left and then a message that we need to throw on the right. For example, let us use letters not permitted first. And the regex for this should read square brackets A to Z lowercase and A to Z uppercase. So this one should cover the error. And again, if this is totally confusing to you with regex, just check out the website that I'm going to link to. It's free. Now let us take care of the other errors. I believe it was 7. I'm not sure. We'll have to check later on. Let me add more than 11 digits first. So the regex for this could look like this. We simply add this caret sign. You can find that at the top left of your keyboard. At least I can find it there on my German keyboard version. Then we'll need \d on 12 digits. So this would be the regex that would find every number that has more than 11 digits. Next one, punctuations not permitted. You can see that right here we've got an @ sign in the test, an exclamation mark, and this, I don't know what you call it in English, this double dot. So I'll just edit here, @ sign, double dot, exclamation mark. Then area code cannot start with 0. Regex for it would be simply caret sign and 0. So if this is the first digit, we'll throw this error. We also need it for 1. So caret 1 would be the regex. Then we've got the exchange code, and it cannot start with a 0 or 1 either. We paste it here for 0 first. The exchange code comes after the area code, and the area code is 3 digits. So I'll add caret \d, then a 3, and then a 0. So you can see that right here, 223. And then the next one would be a 0. So this would throw our exchange code error right here in code line 16. Almost the same can be done for the next error, which is it can't start with a 1. So let me copy this and replace the 0 with a 1. And we have that covered as well. I'm not so sure if I covered it all. Maybe I have to fix something later on when we run it. But I believe I've missed one. Let me check my notes. Yeah, I've missed this one, incorrect number of digits. So this is also an error. And you can see that in the test, invalid when 9 digits. So we need to have a specific number of digits, which is between 1 and 9. But now I believe I've got them all. Let us apply them now. So we use errors dot for each. We've got a message that we throw, and we've got our regex. If our number is tested with the regex, so regex.test using number, We'll throw the new error using the message. Let me run it. We've covered almost all, but still 2 tests have failed. Here, for example, test 4, incorrect number of digits. It should work, the regex is fine, but I believe that it has a problem with the order, so area code cannot start with 1, will be thrown first, but we want to have incorrect number of digits thrown. Therefore we need to rearrange this here a little bit, so let me cut that out and paste it a little bit higher. And I've missed a comma here. But now we've got that covered. Test 5 is still missing. 11 digits must start with 1. And that's another error that I haven't covered. So my mistake here. Let me create a new regex for this. So there was still one that I've missed. Sorry about that. How can we write that? In regex. We use the caret sign because we want to start with a 1. And if it isn't a 1, for \d 11 digits. And in this case we'll have to add a 10 because the 1 itself is also a digit. So this is why we use a 10 in the curly brackets and not an 11. And finally we've got them all passed. So yeah, once again, sorry. The order is important and I've missed an error here. But this is how you can solve phone numbers on Exercism using JavaScript. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.